Hey guys, it is Monday, May 20th. Today is a holiday here, and I think it's going to be a pajama day for me. It's freezing in here right now because we have a bunch of windows open. I should probably close them. Let me recap a few things. I have not been vlogging a whole lot lately. I also haven't been posting many art videos lately. I'm just like, I'm going to talk about things in a future art channel video. Like I have the coloring book one going up, which I thought would be up by now. I still have to finish editing it. Like I kind of just started editing it yesterday and I was like, oh, I might have time to edit it all. But then I remembered I had a bunch more cleaning and like preparing to do. And it was just like, well, I'll edit the vlog only, I guess. Where do I want to start with this recap? Well, it's not really that much of a recap. I just feel like this weekend was so jam-packed that I'm like, what's even happening? Okay, so yeah, Friday, all my enamel pins came in. There's a billion of them. I'll show the pile of them to you in a second. Like that's going to be my next big thing, is all these new pin orders. My friend Jacob was doing a drag show on Friday, and so I went to that and somehow miraculously ran into one of our other friends. It was just such a weird coincidence because like they didn't know we were going to be there. Scratchy, scratchy. So that was a fun time watching the show, and then it just went like full nightclub after that. I was in a long sleeve t-shirt and runners. I was like, oh, I am not dressed for this place at all. Then on Saturday, I was doing cleaning and stuff like that because with Christian having his ankle broken, I have to do more of the work myself. Even things like cleaning the bathrooms, normally he does that, but I did that because he can't really yet. Hopefully soon. But I'm just like kind of being the caretaker and just like doing all the housework by myself. So it's pretty time consuming. And I met up with Casey Golden on Saturday. Well, her and her husband Dave, because they were in town visiting, and so we met up at a place and just had some drinks, had some food, just like talked YouTube, talked whatever, and just, you know, we met in person for the first time, so it was like really cool. We weren't meeting up specifically to film a collab or anything. Like I know a lot of people thought that when we posted a picture on Twitter, but it was more just like meeting each other and chatting YouTube stuff. Oh yeah, I also ran some errands that day. Like I got cat food and whatever. I'm trying to think of when I went to the grocery store. I've been going there like every other day though, so I don't know. My timeline is just like a mess. I feel like I've been all over the place. So then yesterday, Sunday, I was doing more cleaning because I wasn't done cleaning everything here. Just getting things ready because we were going to have people over later. But before that, we were going over to a friend's place for their open house because they moved to a new place and they were just having friends over to have snacks, play board games, that kind of thing. So we were there for a few hours. That was fun. And I made sure to make a dip before that. So I was like ran out and got ingredients and came back. And that's why I didn't end up editing the art video that day, because I was thinking, oh, maybe I'll have time before we go over, maybe just enough time. And then after I edited the vlog, I started editing the art video for like 10 minutes and I was like, no, I gotta get all this other stuff done, like rather the rest of the cleaning, the groceries, the dip, whatever. It was just a jam-packed weekend, so I was like, okay, let's go. So then anyways, after being at the friend's place, we came back to our place and immediately people came over and we watched Game of Thrones and just hung out, had a little shindig, and I invited Casey and Dave over for that too. So that was like, oh my god. Casey's experiencing one of our parties. It was so fun. It was good. And that's pretty much the recap, I guess. There's a lot of social activities for one weekend. So today I'm gonna finish editing that video. I want to write out notes for another video I want to make. I don't know how much I want to talk about it here. It's like a sit down talking kind of video. It's gonna go on my art channel. Just like changes I want to make and stuff, like changes I want to make to my art, to how I do things online, like just kind of like everything from like the stream schedule to what type of content I'm posting on my channel, because I don't know. I feel like, I don't know. Yeah, I'll talk about it in the video. I'll probably film that tomorrow. Here's my struggle too, is because one of the things I'm doing is I'm overhauling my whole stream schedule, and I'm just wondering if that should be in effect as of now. Because if it's not now, it's going to be next week. So I'm just like, do I continue with my usual schedule this week? Like I didn't even stream today. I mean, it's technically a holiday, so for all my friends, most of them, they didn't have to work today. And normally I still work on holidays, but when you're up late, I'm like, I just can't stream. I was like, there's no way, like I'm just canceling this. So should I just say the new schedule is in effect now? I tweeted this schedule earlier, like I was awake around 7 to 7:30ish. And I wrote up this tweet and I included my new tentative stream schedule in that, but I haven't looked at responses because I'm like terrified to look. I just know that like going to the streams is such a routine for a lot of people, and like I feel like the streams are my big community thing that I do because we get to have back and forth conversation. You can't have that in the YouTube comments. It's just so disjointed there. Like if you reply to something, you got to then wait for their reply, and then you're like, well, will I ever see this comment thread again, or is it just going to get lost in the sea of comments? Whereas in a live stream, like we're having a conversation real time, and I've always loved the streams for that. And just like it's nice. So by reducing streams, I'm like, oh no, I'm sacrificing this element of my content, but I think I need to do it. I think I just want my mornings back. When you have a full day to actually work on a video, it's so nice. And sometimes I do work on video stuff on stream, but it's hard because like with me reading chat and with stream overlays and all that, that would interrupt the filming unless it's just like a speed paint type of thing where I'm not talking real time, but I'm trying to incorporate more and more real time stuff, and that's the stuff you can't film on stream unless you're totally ignoring the stream people. And it just, I don't know. But then I can only film YouTube videos in the second half of the day, other than the few things I managed to film on stream. Like I was coloring books recently, so I was like, okay, I can color in the coloring books on stream, but like it's still limiting. And then everything else gets shoved to being after 2 p.m., which is still a good chunk of the day. Like that's still most of my day. It's just, I don't know. I want my full days. I want my full video days back. If I ever have a weekend day that I use as a full filming day, which doesn't happen that often because of social activities, but it has happened, like the Squidward video I did where I did the 2 paintings and the sculpture. Originally I thought, oh, there's no way I'll get done all 3 of those in the same day, but I think it was a Sunday or something, and just like use the entire day to work on stuff. And I was like, wow, I miss being able to do this, because now with the streams, I mean, it's nice breaking up your day with different tasks, but at the same time I also just miss having those huge chunks of time to work on things, because I'm totally that kind of person who likes to just sit down and work on the same thing for hours and hours and hours. Like if I only have a couple hours to work on something, I'm like, oh, that's not enough time, I don't even want to start on it. Like I just love having those huge chunks of time to work on stuff, and I think I want that back. Also, my current stream schedule of being Monday to Friday for 4 hours a day, I didn't think that would be as long term as it has been, because streaming in general, I've always known is not going to be a long-term thing. I knew eventually I would stop streaming altogether. Other than maybe like the occasional thing here or there, but like in terms of having scheduled stream times, I've always known this is not going to be something long-term. But then I'm also like, okay, well then maybe I'm putting too much time into it if it's not something I see as being long-term. Like YouTube I see as being hopefully long-term as I can make it. But with Twitch, I'm like, no, that's not realistic, because like once we have kids and stuff like that, I can't keep up with the stream. So I've always had that deadline in my mind. Yeah, Kiki. She says, I'm right here, I'm your baby, and I'm right here. I mean flesh babies, not fur babies. So anyway, when I bumped things up to being the 5 days a week, I thought, well, this probably is only going to last like a year before I'm unable to do it. I just thought like, oh, I'll have a kid by then, I won't be able to do it, so like let's just ramp things up and have like a hurrah year or whatever until I just stop streaming altogether. But now it's just been so long, and here I am still streaming 5 days a week. Oh god. And like, it's fun, don't get me wrong, it's fun. It's just like a matter of prioritizing things, and I feel like that was great for me up until now. Like I always loved the consistency of the streaming. I loved having that daily place to go talk to everyone, and you know, it was that thing that forced me to be up and at it by a certain time of day, because I'd always have to edit the vlog beforehand, and then I'd shower, and then I'd have to start the streams by a certain time. And so it was like something that held me accountable, kept me super on schedule. So I liked the schedule part of it. I liked the the social aspect of it. But I want more time back to film videos. I just want more back. I want those full days. Because I didn't think I would still be doing the 5 days a week thing still. But here I am, and I'm just like, okay. I think I need to change things now. And the way I want to do it is do 2 streams a week-ish. Like there would be one during the week, just one scheduled stream during the week, which would be, I think, probably on Wednesdays. It just works nicely because it's the middle of the week, and it could still start at the same time they do now. Like I can do 10 to 2, and it'll be like an art related stream. And by art related, it would probably mostly be related to my online store, like working on new product designs or making the products, like if it's a sticker sheet or something, like cutting out the stickers, or packing enamel pins, like putting them on their backings and putting them in their sleeves, that kind of thing. They're probably mostly going to be that sort of thing, which is kind of what they already are. They're kind of just like miscellaneous art tasks, like con prep or whatever, sometimes working on a video. So to be that, like just once a week, Wednesdays, that's the scheduled stream. But then on the weekend, it would kind of just be open for me to do a game stream whenever. I just like the idea of pushing the game streams to a weekend, even though that might mean I sometimes can't that weekend. But I just like the idea of fully freeing up the weekdays to be all art stuff. Because assuming it was a week where I didn't extend a game stream, it wasn't like an excessive amount of time spent gaming. It's like 12 hours a week, which is pretty much what a lot of people can get in their spare time, like in the evening or on weekends. Assuming you don't have kids or whatever. Like I'm assuming people that are like me, like Christian, for example, he gets in a lot of gaming. So for me, it's like, oh, it's not really an excessive amount of gaming. I think it's just the time. I don't really like how it's during my work hours, even though it's technically like my job and stuff like that. And I don't mean to diss people who do games play games for a living, like YouTubers and streamers and stuff. I guess just for me, it always feels like slacking because my main thing is art. So when I am playing games, it feels like this should be like not part of the whole job thing, but just purely hobby for later. And so I kind of want to push it to the weekend, but I don't want to make it a scheduled time because I don't want any commitments on the weekend to work stuff. I still end up working on things on the weekends all the time, but it's just sort of whatever I can fit in. And so I want the streams to be like that. Like Sundays are usually my freest day, so I can have Saturdays be things like get groceries, like run any errands I need to do, clean the house, and then if there's some kind of social event Saturday, that will happen. And then usually my Sundays are pretty free though. Not yesterday, but normally yes. So I could always try to squeeze in a stream somewhere. I could start, I guess, just whenever I'm ready, whenever I want to. It could start at like 2 p.m. and go for a few hours. Like there would be no set start and end times. It might happen on a Saturday instead. It would just be wherever. And some weekends, I just might not have time for one at all. It'd just be kind of like pop-up, whoops, surprise streams with no set scheduled time. But what's nice about that too is, let's say I do have just like a full Sunday where I don't need to be working on anything and I don't need to be anywhere. I could just do like a really long game stream because I love doing that, but it's not really appropriate to do it during the week like I have been. Like, what was it? It was just this Friday that just passed. I just streamed the whole day. And I was like, hey, like that's great, but like you need to do other things. Like you need to get other things done. And so I want to put it on the weekend where it doesn't matter if I have these extended streams or whatever. I just always feel like I'm not doing enough, or like I'm doing too much of the wrong things. And I don't know, I want to put more time directly into my channel and like the YouTube channel. And especially with now my online store thing, like that's going to be taking up a lot of time too. And so it'd be nice to stop streaming as much so that I can still like work on videos and do all the store stuff. And my big thing is I want to improve my art, which is basically what my talking art video is going to be all about, is just like my opinions about my art and like what I'm gonna do about it and that whole thing. And so restructuring the streams is kind of going hand in hand with that as well. And I'm sorry I always change up like the schedule and the streams and whatever. The streams, well, it's just because like I could never figure out a system that worked, but then I thought the 5 days a week thing was very structured and like that just worked, but I just don't think it works anymore. Like I said, I never thought it would go on this long, and I just need to be like, okay, you know, why wait for certain life events to do this? Like, if I thought it wasn't going to go on this long, I don't have to make it go on this long. I can just say, okay, we're done with that now. It was great while it lasted, but I just want to focus on making more content for YouTube and just improving myself. I pretty much just want to have a huge push and improvement. Like, I want to do tons of studies and things and incorporate that into my videos so that I can be held accountable. And yeah, I'll talk. Stop. I gotta save it for the other video. This was more of the explaining the Twitch video because I didn't want to include the Twitch talk in that video because it would make it way too long. Like, I'm going to mention the schedule change, but I'm not going to go into all my reasonings. That's what this video is for. I'm totally changing up the stream schedule, and I need to just post more in general too on YouTube. I feel like I've been in this emotional slump, which is weird because I'm so motivated. I feel like I have all these video ideas. I'm just like, yeah, but then because I'm so self-conscious about my art, I feel like I can't execute my ideas properly, or I'm hesitant to even start because I'm like, well, what's the point? It's gonna look like crap anyway. I don't know. I haven't even been vlogging that much, and I'm just I feel like I've been kind of pulling away, just sort of going into my little shell of fear. Back to the stream stuff. Even with the 5-day-a-week stream schedule, I still spent more time on YouTube stuff and just the art business in general compared to streaming. YouTube is still bigger than Twitch, but Twitch is still just too big a part of things, I think, especially just the time invested versus what I would financially get out of it. I think I'm just putting too much time into it. Business wise, it's not a smart move, but I still want to keep some streaming because it's that connection to you guys, and I do just genuinely enjoy it. It's super fun. I can't let that be too much of what I do. And I also love doing YouTube too, and I feel guilty of maybe I should be putting more time into that too. And so I don't know, I need to make these changes. I love streaming, it's great, but I think it's just too much right now. I can't be everything, I can't be someone who posts regularly to YouTube and someone who streams all the time. And I want to do the conventions, and I want to run my online store, and I want to work on a coloring book and other books. There's all these things. You feel like you want to do everything, but you can't. There's not enough time in a week, in a day, to do everything. I just want to prioritize my efforts more where I think it matters more, which is YouTube. Babe. Do you see birdies? I just feel like even though I feel like I'm working on YouTube related things all the time, I feel like I'm overall still neglecting it. I don't know if that makes sense. It's where I put most of my time into, but I just still feel like I'm not putting in enough. And the reason I feel guilty about it is because that is my favorite thing. YouTube is my favorite thing. It's my favorite social media platform. I freaking love it. And I'm realizing that is truly where I want to put most of my time. It is already most of my time, but even more. Streaming's great, but YouTube is my jam. But I'll still be getting streams in, still getting that art stream. And the art streams, by the way, the Wednesday ones, there'll be a scheduled time of 10 to 2, I guess. But at the same time, the end time is loose. So let's say I'm going to be just working on store stuff all day, I'm just packaging enamel pins the whole day. Maybe I'll just stream the whole day. It'll just be a really long art stream. Who knows? It's gonna be kind of flexible that way too. If I have a video I want to work on after the stream, then I will end it on time. But I just have that option to extend, and that'd be guilt-free because it's all still art related. And on the weekend, the game ones will be guilt-free because that's the weekend. That's not part of my official working on art stuff time. I just feel just mentally I feel so good about this decision. It's just so freeing. I'm hoping that my habit of having the consistent wake up time will still carry over too, because it can be hard if you, for example, like just kind of dilly-dally getting ready. Like I could spend forever on my hair and makeup if I'm given enough time, but you know, I've developed my get ready quick habits, and I think I can carry that over even if I don't have to be at a live stream by a certain time that day. Like on Mondays and Tuesdays when I'm not streaming, I'm like, okay, well, what's going to keep me accountable to like start working by a certain time? Because sure, I can say I'm going to, but then I'm probably not going to. Like that's how it was always was before, but I feel like those daily streams have now put me in that habit, and so I think even if I stop the daily streams, I will hopefully still retain that habit. And I feel like I'll also be compelled to vlog more, because when you stream every day, you kind of run out of things to talk about, and so I feel like I end up talking about everything on stream. So then when you watch the vlogs, it's like a lot of the same stuff I was talking about in the stream, and for that reason sometimes I just forget to also mention something in the vlog, or I don't really feel compelled to vlog, so I'm like, well, I already just talked about it. So I feel like it'll also help the vlogs, I think. So I guess, yeah, this is the announcement for that. Hey, I could edit this right now and post it today. Maybe I will. And also edit up my coloring book video and get that up, and then do the outline for the art talk video. Oh boy, I won't film that today because today's pajama day. I'm not gonna have time anyway. Like I'll just work on like getting some jot notes for points I want to make sure I mention, and I can film it tomorrow. Anywho, thanks for listening to my ramble. I'm sure there's lots of people who don't care. They're like, yeah, just do what you gotta do. But for me, these are like big decisions, and it affects my level of enjoyment and mental state. You know, I feel like I gotta keep making changes to be in a good place, and I feel like this is gonna be great. Oh, I'm just so excited about this decision. Okay, I could ramble on forever about this. I'm very excited. I feel already like freed and just like, oh my god. Not that I was miserable before doing it. I don't know, I just always had that like nagging feeling like my YouTube, that's where we're at. And I think that's gonna be it for this vlog. I guess it's just a talking one. Wait, let me show you the enamel pins first. I'll show them again probably in the next vlog, because like really, who stuck around for this whole thing? I mean, I'm sure many of you have, but many people probably didn't. So this is my pile of enamel pins. Yeah, look at all those. I'll give you close-ups and stuff soon. I was gonna say the next vlog, and I'm like, will I? Whenever I start packaging those is when you'll get all the close-ups and stuff. It's gonna be a lot of work, but at the same time I'm really excited because I love packaging those. Like, it's so fun. But yes, thank you so much for listening to me talk. It feels really good for me to talk about it. Thank you, and I'll see you in the next vlog. So let me explain my VidCon saga. God. So I got tickets to VidCon a little while ago because I figured, hey, I haven't gone in a while. I only went there once before. It wasn't like the greatest thing ever, but I still